Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Steve Duvall, and this is Sedona.biz News. You're in for a treat this afternoon because we have with us one of the funniest comedians to ever make people laugh, both on television and in front of a live audience, especially this live audience. Mr. Red Skelton.
Yes. Oh, thank you. What a nice introduction. Yes. I actually appeared today as Clem for you, Clem Cadiddlehopper. Yes. Do you know how I spell Cadiddlehopper?
How do you spell Cadiddlehopper?
Wrong every time.
Welcome to Sedona. I'll try not to laugh through this entire interview. It's going to be tough, though.
I'll be the straight man.
Clem Cadiddlehopper. Now,
Yes.
Why are you Clem tonight? What
Clem, it's part of what the performance is going on over at the Mary.fisher Theater. We hope to see you all there. And Clem was based off of a childhood friend of Red's. That's what they think. There's no real proof, but it was Carl Hopper, who was a little slow as a child. And the nickname for somebody who was slow is a cadiddle. So, Clem Cadiddlehopper.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you play Clem. And
Yes.
what other characters do you play?
Freddie the Freeloader, and the two seagulls will be there, Gertrude and Heathcliff. And a little bit of Red and some wife jokes and all that good fun stuff. It'll be a blast.
He was, from my childhood, I remember Red
Yeah.
Skelton, and he was just a wonderful man.
Yes, he was. I've met several folks that have met him, and they said he was just so kind, even off stage, no matter what. Yeah, just always very generous. And I'll be telling a few other little stories that I found out about him during them. I don't want to give out all the spoilers. So, yeah, he was an amazing fella.
So what's happening here is you've come to the Mary.fisher Theater,
Yes.
and you will do Thursday and Friday,
Yep.
the 11th and 12th at 7 p.m.
7 p.m., so make sure you get in your nap.
Okay. Bring your fuzzies.
Yeah.
And then again on Saturday and Sunday, the 13th and 14th at
Yes.
2 p.m.,
Yes,
matinee afternoons.
A nice matinee show, which
Yeah.
I do enjoy those. They're
Good.
a lot of fun.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
And there's a great martini bar in town here, so maybe
Oh, there
after
is?
yeah.
Yeah. Freddie the Freeloader used to drink martinis. Do you know what a martini is?
No, what's a martini?
It's a martini in a tuna can.
I think we've all had some of that.
Yeah.
So do you have any favorites about Clem Cadiddlehopper that you'd like to share with us?
Clem Cadiddlehopper. Let me see. I just got married. I got married. Yes. It was a military wedding. Well, there was guns there. Let's put it that way. So, you know what a shotgun wedding is, don't you? It's a matter of life or death. So, I love the wise fool that he was. Yeah, he definitely was. Yeah, always pulling a fast one. Yes.
And one of the most beautiful things that he did was the Pledge of Allegiance.
Really?
He's famous for that.
Yeah. Maybe if they come see it, they might see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at the Mary.fisher Theater, not only do they show films, great
Yes.
films, but they also have live performances
Live
like what we're
performances.
going to see now.
Yes, and I'm very honored to be brought down here from Las Vegas to perform for the lovely residents of Sedona. Yeah. Beautiful town, it really is. I've been around driving up and down the strip, and it was a strip, yeah. Yeah, the one road on the way here, boy, that was crooked. You must be proud of that fella in the insane asylum.
Well, Walt Disney created all the Red Rocks.
Oh, he did?
He did,
Yes.
yes. He came here and looked around and went back to Disneyland
Yeah?
and built all the Frontierland using
nice.
the Red Rocks as a model.
Nice.
So that's something. And there is a Disney Lane here, too.
Oh, there is?
There is.
I haven't found that yet.
Yes, it's very short. But it looks at the most beautiful spot in Sedona, which is Red Rock Crossing. Hopefully when you're here in Sedona, you'll have a chance
I'll
to.
try to do that. I went out a little bit and took a peek at some of those rocks, took some pictures too. Yeah, it is quite beautiful, especially the ones that are, looks like 7 or 8 pillars standing up in the middle of nowhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about Clem. Some of your
Clem?
don't want to give away all the jokes I
Don't-
know, but tell me a little bit about Clem.
Clem, he was a silly country bumpkin who would play the wise fool once in a while. And he's been raising rabbits too, rabbits. They aren't your ordinary rabbits. They're specialty rabbits. Some of the rabbits ain't never seen the outdoors. They're ingrown hairs.
So what are some of the other characters that you portray?
The other characters that'll be portrayed would be Freddie the Freeloader and then Gertrude and Heathcliff. And those are basically the ones that he did when he did his private performances that I found footage of. That's the other hard thing to do with Mr. Skelton is find private performances that he did. There's plenty of episodes of the TV show, but to recreate an episode of that would take so many props and other characters and special guests and things to that nature. So I went with what he did in the early 80s, and it's a lot of fun. I think people will really enjoy it, going back down memory lane about 50 years back. Yeah.
And I want to let ladies and gentlemen of our audience know that your real name is Brian Hoffman.
Yes, it is. That was what they gave me in the witness protection program. I'm kidding. I'm not there. Yes, that's my real name, and I'm originally from North Dakota.
Yeah. Is this your natural humor, or is this?
It is.
Like,
It really is.
You're just bubbly like this all the time.
Yes, and that's how this all came about, that they said I should be doing Red Skelton. Yeah, because this was not my idea. It was hundreds of strangers convincing me. Sometimes that's the best. Just the kindness of strangers. And I started doing comedy, boy, it's getting close to 20 years ago already. And that's when people kept saying, this is who you remind us of. And I'd be like, no. And they'd be like, yes. And I'd be like, no.
So you just had to give in to your destiny, right?
I guess, yes.
You do look remarkably like Red Skelton.
That's what they kept. I don't see that. I see me when I look in the mirror. But, yeah, other people see those characteristics. And I guess I'm blessed. I'm fortunate to have this. Otherwise, I'd still be, I don't know, driving truck up and down the highways, which is what I did before I started doing comedy.
So just briefly, how did you get into this? I mean, when did you pick up the hat and the costume? And
that was probably 10 or 12 years into the comedy career is when I finally started to end with the Gertrude and Heathcliff joke. I would end my performance. And the old people all got it. The young people were looking around like, who? But the old people would get it. And then from there, I created the Freddie the Freeloader outfit and performed my set, and then disappeared and came back as Freddie the Freeloader for a bunch of veterans. And they're all old enough. And that's when that was the final straw that said, okay, this is what I should really be doing. And that's when I really started to focus on him, his mannerisms, his jokes, trying to tell his jokes without it feeling like I was stealing somebody else's jokes. Because when you do that on stage, you're a hack, and I just couldn't be a hack. So that was probably my hardest obstacle to overcome, was to take somebody else's material and do it on stage as if it was mine. But that's what you got to do. Yeah.
so does it sometimes feel like Red is with you?
I made a comment on that. I usually set my mic, and ironically, I'll have it set for my height. And then when I come walking back out on stage, it's an inch taller. He was an inch taller than I was. Yeah, that's a creepy feeling sometimes. It's like, how did this happen? I was just here 10 minutes ago doing a mic, and now it's at my nose. So I guess that's a good thing. I think that would be something that he would do just to mess with you a little bit. He talked about when he was in vaudeville, he messed with a guy with a bunch of bells. He took the clackers out. So when the guy come out to play his bells, he didn't have any clackers in there. It was all silent. Yeah.
I bet he would have been fun to work with.
Oh, I think so.
Mischievous.
He was very mischievous. And the funniest thing I thought he ever did in Vegas was to carry around a bunch of silver dollars tucked in his shirt tail. And he would watch little old ladies gambling at the dollar machines in the 60s. And when they would get up to leave, he'd run over and sit down in the chair and throw the money in the tray and go, whoopee! I just won. Whoopee!
And all the little old ladies would come over and bang their purses over his head.
Yeah, he said, this one gentleman told me how he watched Red do it, and this one lady was so upset. But knowing Red, he probably just gave her the money. Yeah, he was that kind. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to remind you one more time, Red Skelton at the
Yeah.
Mary D. Fisher Theater. Thursday night, 7 o'clock. Friday night, 7 o'clock. Matinee on Saturday and Sunday
yeah.
at 2 o'clock.
p.m. and hurry now.
Yeah, get your tickets. They're
Yeah.
selling out quickly.
Yes, they are.
Very
Yes,
much
they are,
so.
and that's good. That's
Clem,
good.
any words of wisdom you'd like to
And
leave
words
with
of
us?
wisdom, words of wisdom. I don't get very many of those. Words of wisdom. Good night, and may God bless. How's that? Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. See you at the Mary D. Fisher Theater this weekend.